It is a hidden seed that grows in wakefulness and in sleep. Where, for whom, how, why, and for what purpose, tell me. Is the thought of doctrine partial to being or non-being silenced by me? The doctrine that illusion does not exist or does is only in the thought of the confused. What has origination and dissolution is apart from described and description. Imagination is intellect, indeed, along with the five consciousnesses. The seed of thought issues in the beginning like the water of a stream of images. When thought, intellect, and consciousness are not in motion, then one obtains the mental body and the stage of a Buddha. Conditions, elements, clusters, and inherent characteristics of phenomena. Representation, personality, thought are analogous to dreams and illusions. Seeing the world analogous to an illusion or a dream, one should resort to truth. For truth is free of attributes, without motive or cause. One should always remember the abode of the wise must be known first-hand. The world is deluded by motive and cause, one should bring it to rest in truth. By cessation of all elaboration, confusion does not go on. As long as intelligence is imagining, so long does confusion go on. Naturelessness, being, void, and permanence and impermanence, these are the view of those who speak of an origin, not of those who say there's no origin. Oneness, otherness, or both, from the Lord, spontaneously, from time and primary matter, and in terms of other conceptions. Is the world imagined? The seed of the common flow being consciousness, it is occupied with the perceptible. As with a picture on the wall. It disappears through knowledge. The death and birth of humans happens as of a phantom. So too does the bondage and liberation of the simple occur due to confusion. Of two kinds, inner and outer, are phenomena and conditions. Contemplating this, a yogi stands in the imageless. Mind is not altered by impressions. Nor is mind accompanied by impressions, the unaltered mind is veiled by impressions. Like grime is the residual impression whose origin is cognitive consciousness, the mind that is like a spotless white cloth does not show clearly because of residual impressions. Just as I say space neither exists nor is non-existent, so too is the receptacle consciousness. Neither existent nor non-existent in the body. The mind liberated from cognitive consciousness is rid of opacity. I say the mind is enlightened by knowledge of all things. Discontinuous, neither real nor unreal, free from the four extremes. Existence is ever like illusion. 7 stages, of mental origin, are of 2 natures. The rest of the stages and the stage of Buddha are complete. The realm of form and the formless realm, the realm of desire and tranquility. In this body is all said to be the sphere of mind. When and as long as it is seized upon, confusion proceeds. Through understanding one's own mind, confusion neither proceeds nor ceases. When there is no origin, there is no primary cause, in existence is the experience of the common flow. Seeing it is like illusion and such. One will not fabricate description. To the simple and slow-witted I teach 3 vehicles, 1 vehicle, and no vehicle, to the wise, detachment. For me there are 2 kinds of occurrence, attributes and their perception. 4-fold principles of guidance, conclusion, and logical instruction. Confusion is constructed seeing in terms of difference in shape and form. Being detached from name and form, essence is the sphere of the wise. Whatever is constructed by imagination is a fabricated description. Being without imaginative thinking, essence is the sphere of the wise. Permanent and eternal is the field of reality that is the essence of things. Verity is independent of thought, and without fabrication. Whatever is a reality, none has purity or defilement, since mind is purified, and defilement is evident. Then truth must be a reality, the pure domain of the wise. The world produced by conditions is apart from imagination, seeing it is like a dream, an illusion, and such, one is liberated. Various valueless impressions, combined with thought, appear external to people, they are not the essence of mind. The essence of mind is pure. Mind is not a product of confusion. Confusion is made of misjudgment, because of it mind is not seen. Truth is not more than confusion, truth is not found elsewhere, not in mental formation, nor elsewhere, but from seeing mental formation. When one sees the fabricated without anything definable or any definition, it will thus be relinquished, seeing the world as subjective thought. Having attained to mind alone, one will not imagine an external object. Focused on verity, one will transcend mind alone. Having gone beyond mind alone, one will transcend the imageless. A yogi stationed in the imageless does not see the great vehicle. The effortless state is tranquil, purified by vows. One does not see the best selfless knowledge in the imageless. One may see an object of thought, one may see an object of knowledge. By insight one may see an object without getting infatuated with appearance. The truth of suffering pertains to the mind, accumulation is an object of knowledge. The other two truths, and the stage of Buddha, are where insight operates. Attainment of results, nirvana, and the eightfold path as well enlightened knowledge is clarified by understanding everything. I, form, light, and space, as well as intellect. Human's consciousness, originating in the receptacle, is produced by these. There is nothing to grasp, no grasping, no thing grasped, name is without reality. Yet those who think imagination causeless are not wise. A name is not inherent in an object, nor an object in a name, likewise. One should not imagine mental construction to occur with or without a cause. The self-existence of all things being unreal, speech likewise is untrue. Not seeing emptiness or the meaning of emptiness, the ignorant run hither and thither. Viewing representational instruction as settled truth is making oneness fivefold truth is lost. The destructive force of conceptual elaboration is to be broken, one must transcend existence and non-existence. The wish that the world not exist is a false conception from the notion of selflessness. Perpetual, along with the creativity set in motion by speech alone, ultimate truth cannot be spoken, perception of truth in a state of restraint. Intellect operates based on the receptacle, consciousness operates based on mind and intellect. Attribution s attributed, verity is the essence of mind. Contemplating this, a yogi will gain knowledge of mind alone. He does not consider intellect, appearance, object, or permanence or impermanence. The yogi in yoga does not consider origination non-origination. They do not constitute two things. Consciousness arises in the receptacle. One thing that is both, its origin is not known by the thought of two. There is no speaker and nothing to say, nor a void, when seeing the mind. The net of views begins from failure to see one's own mind. There is no advent of conditions, or any sense faculties. No elements or clusters, no passion, nor anything constructed. There is no fire of action, primordial, created, or constructed, no end and no power, no liberation and no bondage. There is no thing indeterminate, nor indeed any merit or demerit, neither time, nor nirvana, nor is even essence found. No Buddha either, no truths, no result, and no causes, no error or nirvana, no origin or destruction. The 12-member causal chain does not exist, nor is there an end or no end. I speak of mind only for the abandonment of all views. Afflictions, paths of action, the body, agents, and results too are mirages, dreamlike appearances, like castles in the air. From the standpoint of mind only, the appearance of existing disappears. From the opposite of mind only, there is a view of eternity or annihilation. The clusters do not exist in nirvana, nor does a soul, or a characteristic. By entry into mind only, one abstains from grasping liberation. The fallacy causing the appearance of existence seems external to humans. Mind is invisible, so mind is not seen. Impressions in people appear as body, property, and abode. Mind is not existent or non-existent, it does not show in impressions. For grime shows on white, grime does not show white. Like the sky when cloudy, thus the mind is not seen. Karma is accumulated by mind, and removed by knowledge. And by insight one attains the imageless, and power. Thought is bound to objects, knowledge operates in thought, and insight deals with the imageless essence. Mind, intellect, consciousness, and even perception are without construction. Those who have attained the essence of things that has no conception are hearers, not heirs of the victorious. From patience, from superior patience indeed. Pure knowledge arrived at reality appears, a superior aim without a motive. Imagined nature is there, the relative is not found. The imagined is grasped by confusion, the relative is not imagined. For mind is not made of elements, mind is not seen at all. Impression appears to people as body, property, and abode. Everything material is not form, form is immaterial. For immaterial mirages are castles in the air, dreams, illusions. Insight is whereby the wise one is empowered, it is of three kinds to me. Mind is not made of objects, so mind is not seen. Impression is known to people as body, property, and abode. It is that whereby definition is created, and what describes nature's two. Insight is not connected to the two vehicles, for it is beyond the imageless. It functions in hearers by immersion in existence. By entry into mind only, insight is veritable and pure. If the true or untrue came about by conditions, the notion of oneness and otherness would inevitably come with them. Just as a magic illusion is not sustained when various conjurations are stopped, so cause construed as evident cannot be proven. Bondage originating in thought consists of misjudgment of the apparent. For the relative conceived by the unknowing is entirely imaginary. What is construed as a thing, that is the relative. The relative is imagined arranged in apparent variety. Convention and ultimate truth there is no efficient third. What is made up is called convention. The realm of the wise is reached by separation from that. Just as variegated matter appears one to yogis, for there is no variety there. So it is with imagined description. Just as the vision of a form is construed differently by those with dim eyesight. The dimness neither form nor formless, so is the relative by the wise, as it were gold, like pure water with no pollution, the sky without clouds. So is it imagined pure. For me there are three kinds of hearers, projected, born of vows. Hearers produced by the teaching, detached from passion and hostility. Bodhisattvas are also of three kinds, while Buddhas have no description. But in every thought of beings an image of Buddha appears. Nothing imagined exists, but the relative is there. Yet imagination attributing or denying does not vanish. If what is imagined were non-existent in terms of its relative nature, there would be being without being, and being would come from non-being. The relative is found by recourse to the imagined. The imagined is produced from the connection of sign and name. What originates from an other by imagination can never be absolute, then the pure ultimately true nature is known. The imagined is of 10 kinds, and the relative of 6 kinds. But verity is first-hand realization, hence has no distinction. Reality has 5 elements, and there are 3 natures. Contemplating this, the yogi does not violate verity. Like stars or clouds, like the moon and sun. Thought appears to humans like objects, born from impressions. These are not found to exist of themselves, nothing definable and no definition at all. If elements in everything are made of elements, then form is material. Without the major elements coming together, there is nothing material in the elements. For the cause is the main elements, and the effect is earth, water, and so on. Form as representation of substance is likewise made of illusory properties. The form of a dream, an illusion, a mirage, a fifth limb. There are 5 kinds of incorrigible, and 5 families too. 5 are the vehicles, including no vehicle. Nirvana can be of 6 kinds. The distinctions of the clusters are 24, and form can be of 8 kinds. The Buddhas are 24, and 2 kinds of successors of the victors. There are 108 doctrines, and 3 hearers too. The field of the enlightened is one, and so the enlightened state too is one. Liberations are also three, mental streams are of four kinds. Selflessness is of 6 kinds to me, and information of 4 kinds. Unconnected to causes, free of the failings of opinion. To be known first-hand, imperturbable, the great vehicle is unsurpassed.